Hello and welcome to how I play my warrior, my monk, my shaman, my mage, and my bard all together. We're going to do some parsing and we're going to show we're in the Theater of Eternity, and we are going to kill these things here. I need silk, and that's kind of like double dipping, if you will. So we're going to go ahead and pull and just start going through that. This is tier 1 outer brood content. We are currently 125, pretty much max AA on most of these characters, so kind of get through it here. Now, if you will, now for this group, I did not make videos for the mage, I did not make videos for the shaman, I did not make videos for the bard. Now, you can pretty much watch all my previous ones if you want to know how I play them, but they're pretty much the same. I literally went to the video and set them up the exact same way. Now you can kind of see the DPS, you know, the warrior at 2.1 million DPS there. The monk's at almost a million because he is he's not getting moved as much. As you see here, I have to manually position everybody into the right spot, but you can see he's up to 1.1 million in just normal fighting on these things here. Now the gist of this is pretty simple. I pull to about where they are, right? It's, you know, as close as I can get, and then I just manually sidestep them until they're, you know, able to hit it. Now the mage and the shaman back there can just do whatever they want. They don't really matter, though I should probably check to make sure the shaman is still healing me before I go too much further. Alright, and I am running a healing merc right now just because when I make videos I kind of zone out talking and I forget to heal. But you can see here the warrior's holding pretty strong at like the 2 million DPS in actual content right now. If you watch the warrior video, you know exactly how I do all of the individual stuff, but pretty much I'm only hitting the 5 button right now when I'm switching characters and stuff. For the most, I'm hitting 5 if I have to reactivate the BARD melody. It's numpad 3, but for the most part, all I push is 5. So that's, you know, that controls all the characters. Each character has one action via IS Boxer. So definitely the way to do it if you're going to do it. But you can see we don't take much damage. Let's get the DPS parser. The DPS is going to go, you know, 800 to a million to 1.2, just depending on what ADPS is up and stuff like that. You can see our endurance is slightly going down, but over time it'll go back up. So it works pretty well. This is a good camp because it drops silk, it drops timber. Not much other places you can get those materials in this expansion, and I gotta craft some stuff for some guild members, so I call it double dipping. You can see we got 2 silk already, so not too bad there. But for the most part, we'll kill about 20 or 30 of these, and then we'll look at the stuff. Maybe we'll get the named. This is currently the Thanksgiving named event going on, so we might get some of those. Now when I'm feeling froggy and I feel like blowing a glyph, I can probably pull most of this camp at once and tank it. It just depends on a lot of stuff there. You can see my monk is actually off tanking that one, so let's area taunt that. There. And I do have shaman and mage pet taunting. One, I have the shaman pet taunting, because if she gets hit, it's going to taunt off her and save her some stuff. Because this camp and a few other camps, there are roaming mobs that will like come into the camp and attack. Like this guy right here, he's like right over there. He might aggro them in some way, and so doing that. And there's a few other ones that are in this camp too. So I do have that activated, but I pretty much just position them and I hit 5. That's like literally how I play these characters. And you know, I'm hitting 5 pretty much just mashing it, right? Like it's just whatever it is, I mash it. And so far so good. It works pretty well. for how I play. Here, let's get 3. Let's grab this one. And that should be 3. That should show a little bit more of the warrior there. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to Fury. I'm going to flash. I'm going to spin around. Now I'm going to hit 4 now, which prevents the shaman from actually doing anything. So until she slows, because I hit numpad 3, which is the slow button. And then so it's all 3 of those are slow because I only do AoE slow. I don't do single target slow anymore. And there we go. So I guess we killed one of those while I was talking. I wasn't even paying attention. And this one here is getting pretty good. We pretty much keep roar up at all times. We keep the shaman AoE heal up at all times. And I don't really need the mercenary healer except for when I'm not paying attention. And I usually drop that for another player in the guild, but since I'm making a video, I just decided to keep the mercenary. You can see we're max AA on this guy and whatnot. So there we go. We cleared the whole camp in I don't know how long that was. Let's see here. I've been recording for 6 minutes, so we cleared the entire camp in less than 6 minutes. So I usually come over here and start pulling these guys. These drop leather, so they're not as valuable, I would say, because leather just drop off the dragons, but it's worth killing them anyway. These eyes over here are worth killing too, so it just depends. But you can see, you know, I'm doing 1.6 million now. He's doing 1 million. My mage is doing almost 1 million. That's with no burns. I'm not gonna burn on these things because they just die too fast, so it's not even worth it. And the mage pet's not even. I don't think. No, that's no. Let's see here. Let's do leader. Let's make sure these pets are assigned. Leader. All right. So we can get some better numbers there. Let's do these things right here. Let's just go like this. Pull that guy over here. Come on, get over here. There we go. We got a few. All right. How many did we get? 3? Perfect. Now you can see the BARD did take a little bit of aggro there because her melodies are pretty strong, and I'm playing the taunt, the taunt melody actually, which just something I'm trying, but it gives me an extra proc, and like I haven't noticed anybody else pulling aggro, but definitely something to play with for sure though. But these things just melt. So get that DPS parser up so you can see here. The BARD's doing about 500,000. I've never been able to get my BARD to the, like, she's max AA, but I've never been able to get her into the millions. That's the only one I haven't been able to yet, and that could be a number of reasons. One is I don't run a lot of insults, which would be the way to get a lot of damage, right? You just run every insult and pretty much just have a melody of insults. Now I do more of a mixed bag with, you know, the damage over times and stuff like that, but if you wanted to probably get more, you could probably do it that way. But for me, just it burns through her endurance and mana so fast doing all that stuff that it's almost counterproductive at times to do it, because then I'm sitting more than I'm fighting, and I don't stop fighting. This like I do this non-stop for hours on end until my hand starts to hurt, and then I'll wait. But for the most part, it took 6 minutes to clear the camp, and then you know, everything else is just bonus. And in that 6 minutes, we have five silk and 1 timber, so you can see how long it would take to actually you know, be able to do anything, right? Because we need 10 silk to make 1 of the heavy silk, I believe, which then becomes a part of the patch. So yeah, to make the armor. And this is the best place I know of in the entire expansion to get silk, so your mileage will vary, but you just run around. I pull with roar, just because it's a taunt over time, and most of the time it does not allow the BARD to get aggro. You can see there, no one got aggro that time. Usually it's when I have multiples and stuff like that. But for the most part, I spam 5 or 4, and then I do that. And all the, if you watch the individual videos, you see all that's set up, how my X target's set up. I don't have to think about anything. I just know it's going to work. And that's kind of really the thing that really matters is I know it's going to work, right? I know that once I click that target, all my other characters already have that target as their assist. So I don't have to pause. I don't have to wait. I don't have to think about it. I know that all my characters are going to attack the one that I have selected when I do it, right? And then I just jump in with that, move him into position, and turn her. And the mage is easier to do because she doesn't require any work, but definitely there you can see she's 578k right now with the BARD right behind there. So the DPS falls off at certain points and goes up as certain cooldowns come up and go down. So that's pretty much how that works here. Let's move them back over here. It looks like we got a respawn, so let's grab that one. Oh, we got another respawn right here. Grab that one. Now the cool thing is all my characters are almost maxed defensive AA, so they can actually take a schwack or two, which is actually kind of nice because before when I was leveling up, they would pretty much get one shot. And frustrating as that is, it's just natural because casters just cannot take hits. Even though even the monk was a little, I would say, soft for a little while, but this is tier 1, so it's even better. Here, let's do this. Let's put her on a mount. And let's put you on a mount. Now like putting her on a mount pretty much negates any of her mana issues that I've run into on the mage, that is. And she does not have the current level mount. That is the heroic level 100 mount. I have not finished her outer brood questing and whatnot, because she was not, I didn't create her until I was done. So I got to go back and do that. But you can see here, this stuff is absolutely melting. And we're at what, 5 silk. I guess they're still rolling those other silk I saw on the screen over there, or Voxel's winning the rolls, right? So Voxel does have some of these things marked as, yeah, so he's won 10 silk so far. So he's neat on some things because I used to main him, and so he needs, I only need on my main character. Every other one else greeds. That's a departure from how I played on FV, where they all needed, and it just because it becomes kind of tedious after a while, sorting through everybody's bags and stuff. And so I'm kind of trying to streamline that a little bit, getting that to pretty much one character will be my looter, and go from there. So now you'll know that I have paradoxical expanse and weighted conflict, so every time I get healed I do an AoE taunt. So that alone, I really don't have to focus much. If it's the monk getting hit, he's gonna take some hits. He's pretty much a tank without taunt, as in most cases. But he's definitely able to take those hits, so I don't have to worry about it if he's taking the hit. But if like the casters are taking the hit, I need to really get the mob off as soon as possible. That's just how it rolls. But we just pull these like that, and it starts rolling a little bit faster and faster, as you go. I think he's taking a hit right now, so as soon as I get healed, I'll pull that, right? I'm not gonna taunt him, but I'm gaining. Look at how much aggro I'm gaining just for doing nothing. Now the monk is gonna get healed by the mercenary. The monk's also gonna get healed by the shaman, right? So the shaman's done spiritual shower plus roar plus the intervention, renewal, and recourse. So there's AoE heals going out. I I don't target anybody but my warrior. That simplifies things. Like if anybody else dies, I just don't care, right? Like it's at the end of the day, I need the warrior to be alive to do all this, and so he's the only one I focus on, to the detriment of everybody else. Now the mercenary will, you know, pick up any of that schlack that's in the line when I'm doing it like this, but typically I don't have a mercenary with me, so you can see here. Every heal, I'm building aggro on this. Now the pets, they have taunt on, so they're going to also be taunting, stuff like that. And depending on if the mob hits the mage, right, the pet will immediately attack whatever attacked her automatically, which is really nice, and taunt those things. So there's a lot of safeguards in having taunt on. I also have G hold off, I believe, on both these characters, so that instantly, like, that pet is just doing whatever it wants. Now, in a normal situation when you're playing with other people, you're probably not going to want to have G hold off, you know, due to AoEs and stuff, but this isn't a normal situation. This is me playing by myself, and if somebody brings a mob over to me that does an AoE, I'm going to probably just kill it anyway. Because one, why are you doing it? You know, why are you being a jackass? Two, you know, my pet's not going to die from that. The water pet is actually pretty strong, and once I decide to attack something, it's going to die. Just because I don't stop attacking. So anything in my camp, I just go and kill. Like, it's just pretty much how I play. I don't really have any kind of respect for anybody that's going to drag an AoE mob over my characters, so I'm going to kill it. If the name's up for more than a minute, I'm going to kill it. I mean, it's just, you're wasting my time. So Tentami is up. What is that? It's way over there. It's one of those mobs. I'm not going to try to pull that one, I don't think, because it's a pain. I'm going to stay over here. Because I do need the silk, and that's kind of really what I'm here for. The names, like, if you want to see a named fight, maybe after we do this for a few minutes, I'll do a cut and we'll go to Gilded Spire and see if we can get those dragons. But I do stream every single day, Monday through Thursday, sometimes Friday, in the mornings, and you can watch all those streams on YouTube, and they're like multiple hours long, and I kill pretty much everything in the Gilded Spire or whatever zone I'm in. So definitely, if you want to see, you know, against dragons and stuff like that, you can definitely find those videos there. There's a tab I think you have to click if you don't see them by default for the live streams, and so those have a lot more content. You can see everything, and you know, it's a little bit more interactive. I talk with the community, so I've started doing that in lieu of making the standalone you know, videos where it's just me playing by myself and, you know, no interaction. So I've kind of, you know, moved away from that so we can get more interaction, you know, talk to people, get people joined up in the guild, and, you know, have fun playing Everquest. You know, that's kind of like the whole thought process behind a lot of this. You can see here now we're capped on AAs, so which this annoying AA cap thing, spam. I wish you could turn that message off. It's just, I'm okay. I'm not going to burn my dragon glyph right now, even though I could, but there's just not enough in this zone to worry about it. There we go. Excellent. You can see, I have to, like, the way the window works, the overlay doesn't show up all the time for the DPS parser, so I have to click off the screen. But you see, we're at a constant 1.4 million, I would say. All right, so it's on the other side of these, and I don't want to deal with those things, so I'll just keep going over here. But we should be able to get the name here. This is a named event, so, you know, there's Copperworth was up, so that's the group over there on the other side, and the guy down there. So there might even be a group down there. Some people just take a while to kill mobs, and you know, they're not watching my videos, so they can kill mobs fast. But definitely definitely go in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here until I get the name that spawns in this camp, and then we'll go from there and pull the named and kill it together. I'm going to be farming silk for a little bit, so might as well just keep at it here until I get that at least one named, just for the sake of this video. So kill this guy and then I'll cut until we get the name. But as you can see, it's just, I mean, 1.2 million, 1 million on the mage. So I mean, the damage is there, you know, and this is without any kind of burn disciplines or anything like that. So definitely kind of good, right? Kind of good. All right, so we're gonna cut, and then when we get the name, we'll kill it, and then we'll go to Gilded Spire and do some more dragons. All right, so I think we got a Morelia here. So let's get everybody. I called everybody here. Let's go ahead and just grab him and run up into this room here. Stand up because we got feigned death. And we're gonna fight right here in the center. And perfect. All right, I'm gonna flash. Turn off follow, right? So you notice the stand macro that I have in all of my assist buttons. That is kind of what we got in here. Now this is terrible spot because the floor is this weird transparent thing, but we should be good to get everybody here. All right, everybody is in position. I'm gonna do unconditional, I'm gonna do stand, and then I'm going to do 777. That's all my burns on all my characters, and then 8 to get whatever I can out of that. We're gonna slightly move the monk just a little bit, and then right here. All right, let's go look at the DPS. So we're getting 2 million on Voxel, 2 million on the warrior. 1.2 million on the mage, 800,000 on the bard, and then you know, the shaman's gonna be a little bit less. Now this fight is not the best for doing this. The other dragon was not up, but every 30 seconds I need to pump that again. So you can see we're not really taking much damage. So I'm gonna drop a power glyph on you, and then a power glyph on you. And then we'll hit 777, 888. We'll see if we can get those numbers up even higher. 2.7 million, 2.6 million. Slightly, I think he needs to turn. I think she moved a little bit. There we go, and the bard's not singing again. And she should have a power glyph too at this point. Purchase a special ultimate power. Let's grab that whole key. Just put it right there. Power glyph. Boom. Probably not even, you know, worth it. Obviously, this is too easy. But we had 2.7 million on Voxel, 1.9 million on Hamrock. Obviously, not the best fight because the FDs and stuff. But there we go. Almost 900,000 on there. But there we go. So that is like a named, right? We're going to go over all the numbers here in just a second. Let me get a screenshot for this thumbnail here. And then we can kind of talk about all the DPS and all that stuff through this. So get you, like, I have models off on some, I don't have models off on the others, so it's kind of annoying. All right, I think that's everybody. That's good enough. There we go. All right, so let's talk about numbers. We're relatively safe in this spot right here. Let's bring that in. So I took 143 mobs. So let's get the average of that, right? DPS summary. So for 143 mobs, well, I was trying to get a named. I did not get a named. We did 10 billion damage at an average of 3.4 million damage per second, right? For the group, right? Now, if we look at the individuals, right, the warrior averaged about 1.4 million. That's non-burns, right? And the mage 1 million. Voxel a little less. I kind of got tired around towards the end of it. Russ got sick of moving him, so he only got about 844,000. And then the bard, after I did the cut and the speed, I kind of put her on her mount, and I just kind of left her sitting on her mount because I just got sick of moving her around. But that's almost 400,000. She did 1 billion damage, right? Like the warrior did, you know, almost double the next, right? So like that's kind of crazy. Reverse DS, not much. And then the cleric merc did 1 million DPS from getting hit throughout all that. You can see here the shaman, she did 840 no, she did 84 million damage with 147,000 per second. So that's not too bad. Now, if we kind of look into this, if we go down, and I left out this fight here, the one we just did. So with full burns on, everything going, not the optimal activation. I should have hit glyph earlier on the monk, but I didn't. He got 2.6 million DPS. I could probably get that up a little bit more with, you know, better augs and stuff. And the warrior hit 1.8 million, but I don't think he had everything up at, you know, in his normal cooldowns. Also, the mage Keka hit 1.3 million. The bard hit 889,000. So the max hit on the monk was 3.4 million. So that's a pretty good hit. The warrior was just a little under that. You can see that the warrior has a 68% critical chance, and the monk is at 51. So with more heroic dexterity, those numbers are going to go up even more. So I'd expect in the Shattering Row, I'm going to be hitting, you know, 3.5 million to about 2.5 million on that one. Then the mage should go up significantly because the casters got a lot of buff increases there. Bard, I'm not 100% sure. I'm like this bard has a different melody than the voxel bard. The voxel bard is the one I'm moving to, so there's some differences there. This one's more of a just play everything and whatever happens, happens kind of thing. Whereas the Voxel Bard, which I'll be doing the 130 video on, has a little bit of a different thought process to it, which I'm not ready to completely detail yet because it has some issues that I'm still working out. But you can see here, it's pretty nice. We look at all this. I mean, it's pretty nice damage, in all honesty. We killed that one in 129 seconds. So, you know, where'd it go? You know, that is 896 million damage in 126 seconds. So I feel like I'm doing good, right? I mean, obviously, if I had a Berserker, I'd do more damage in that 6th slot that I don't have. And that's, you know, what I'm going to probably do. I'm probably going to throw a Berserker there. And I might make the Mage a Beast Lord just for fun to see how I can, you know, modify that a little bit more. But, you know, that's more work that I don't really want to do right now. But definitely you can see here that what I'm doing with my characters and how I play them myself is effective and whatnot. You can see most of the tanking on that was done by the pets, right? Like, I'm 4th on the thing because I have taunts on, and these are swarm pets, and so those are doing their thing, right? They're doing what I think they need to be doing, which is mitigating damage that I'm going to be taking, right? And Gorner is the shaman pet that didn't even get into the fight because I don't think I even slowed this thing. But you can see, like, throughout the, you know, what is this, however long this took to kill 143 mobs or whatever that is, we did a significant amount of damage. Like I see there, I tanked what, 42 million damage. I got hit for a max hit of 54,000. You can see the pets getting hit for the max hit 66,000. And then, you know, the everybody else getting hit for just about averages there. So definitely very nice there. But yeah, like, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. If there's something that you think I should add, you know, to this and show more details here. But I mean, 4 billion damage out of the warrior, you know, with an average of 1.4 million. That's not without doing any kind of burns or anything. That's just normal warrior damage, right? That's pretty insane if you ask me. So, but that is that is how I play all my characters: my warrior, my monk, my bard, my mage, and my shaman. These characters are like 5 weeks old, I think, maybe 6 at this point. But I was effectively done at 5 weeks, leveling them up and getting the warrior to max experience. Definitely a little bit of room of improvement by adding a 6th box to the group, but I have not. I just haven't done it yet, so we'll work on that at some point. But thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.